So, guys, I've finally managed to get the government website working because fantastic use of money, guys, to get up our COVID stats. And again, YouTube, official government staff. Look, it's even got logos and everything. So, since March 2020, 1,585 cases from all sources, including those from overseas. So, here's the case summary. So, we currently have 13 active cases. We've had 7 deaths. But let's have a look at when those cases came from. So, we hit 1,000 cases in April 2020. We have had less than 600 since April 2020. But we're still locking down anytime there's a case.
Yes.
It's like every time someone catches the flu.
Yeah.
I just think of it as the flu these days.
You hear a slight cough and people panic, scream, throw everything in the air, and they scream and run away.
So, here's the thing. For people in their 80s, the prime demographic for getting it, 20 cases. 20 people 80 or older have had COVID.
Really?
It's very frustrating.
Yep.
Every day we stray further and further.
Yep, yeah. And on this page somewhere is it lists the sources of the infection. Here we go. So, likely source of infection. Out of the 1,585 total cases, 1,257 were acquired from overseas. 300 were acquired from people
Australia
in Queensland.
when they were already ill.
God.
Yes. So we've had 300 acquired in the community. Like, I'm pretty sure more people have got
transmissions.
Yes. Since March 2020.
Oh my god. So
this is why Australia has done so well. Because nobody in the bloody country has COVID or outside of the people coming in from planes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful.
It was like was it Sydney that had the cruise ship that was quarantined?
Oh, the one where the government decided they'd just let all the infected people off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sydney.
That was the single largest instance of COVID, I believe, that we've had in the entire country, and it was because it was on a cruise ship where everyone had gotten sick before they were allowed off the boat.
Yes, and I think it would have been reasonable to just, I don't know, get a smaller boat and take supplies to them. You know, nice quarantine on the boat. But speaking of
cruise ship in Sydney Harbour.
Yep, like they could have just left the gangplank up. Not an issue.
Yeah.
But speaking of the cases in Queensland, which is kind of representative of Australia. So, what do you think happens if you're in India and you test positive for COVID? You don't get to come back.
Nothing.
You die, usually, by the sounds of it now in the news.
The government refuses to let you on the repatriation flights, so fuck you, stay in India and fucking die. That is the Australian government's response.
Nice. It's
that's interesting.
Good to know that they take care of you.
Well, if that's the response, then why do they need the lockdown? It seems like, have one or the other. If you're going to lock everything down anyways, might as well let them back. If you're not letting them back if they have COVID, then... Like, why are you locking down? Like, just close them. If you're gonna close the borders anyways, like...
I have the answer.
That was the thing. With our borders closed, we wouldn't have had the friggin' problem in the first place. But go ahead, Trent.
I was just gonna say, I know the answer from listening to Bezek for almost a month now. It's because of fucking Australia.
Yes.
It's because it gets worse.
Yeah, so 40 people test positive, and then 70 passengers are refused access to first world healthcare and are forced to stay in India because they have the coof.
Oh boy.
There's a reason why hell is thought of as a bottomless pit It's because no matter how bad things get, some stupid son of a bitch like you can find a way to make it infinitely worse. I feel like that's the motto of the Australian government.
Pretty much.
No, the motto of the Australian government is China. That guy from Austria in the 30s and 40s? Oh, they're a bunch of pansies. We'll show them how it's really fucking done.
Yep. Seems about right. Hey, what's the population of India right now? Does anyone know off the top of their head?
Like 1.5 billion?
Isn't that China?
In the last 20 days, it has seen a 25% decrease.
Wait, shit. Let me think. I think back in early, or was it late 2018 or early 2019? If I can remember the lyrics, it was like, "You've got a population of 1.32 billion, but most your videos can't seem to hit even a million. Subbot."
So here's
1.39 billion.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
I will not apologize for simping for PewDiePie there.
That is okay. PewDiePie is one of the few good Swedes.
Yeah. So, our High Commissioner to India, some wanker, says it'll be disappointing for the people who can't come back. And then he goes on to say, and I quote, "But they too want to return home safely. They too want to return home to an Australia which is free of COVID. No, they want to come home to a country where they can get a fucking hospital bed." Jesus fucking...
That'd be nice, huh?
You know, instead of the country where apparently people are dying in the streets and falling in the river. Maybe they'd like to... Maybe our citizens want to exercise their natural born or granted fucking right to return to a country with fucking healthcare.
More dead people in the streets. How vibrant.
Wait, does Black Lives Matter reach India again?
They're the wrong shade.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'll return in a moment. I have to refill my water.
That's okay. I was just having a look at what percentage, what's the percentage of the population that have passed away from COVID in India. It's 0.019.
Oh my god, so many?
Actually, I think that's lower than the rate in Queensland. No, wait, was it zero? How many zeros were there, Jezza?
It is 0.019.
Okay, so round it to 0.02. So that's actually the same rate as America, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just they've got the same infection rate and death rate as everywhere else in the world.
Yeah, it just turns out that when you compare 300 and something million to 1.3 billion, strange how that works.
Yeah. And also, interestingly enough, that's despite the fact that India's healthcare cannot keep up.
Yeah. So we've got 10,000 Australians, permanent residents and their immediate family members stuck in India. And we're going to have... So we've got the one flight that a bunch of them aren't allowed onto, and then we're going to have another 2 repatriation flights back from India. I'm sorry, we've had how many planes sitting around doing jack shit for a year and a half? We could have all those people out of India fucking tomorrow if we wanted.
What do they vote? Is there a count of what is the average voter there? Maybe they're seeking to fortify their next election.
Unfortunately, in Australia, you don't really have a great deal of options when you choose to vote. You've got the 2 big parties which are more interested in screwing each other over than helping the populace. You've got the Greens, who are lefties.
Useless.
Yeah. And then you've got One Nation, which, being the only thing to the right of Mao, is full of everyone from the sane people to the absolute fucking nut jobs.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yep. Oh, do you not know what Australia's death rate is? Man, this is amazing.
0.0044 for Queensland.
Well, so Queensland's actually higher than the total for Australia, because the total for Australia is 0.0035.
Oh boy.
Do you think that might have
Because
some
we've
relation to the fact that we've got first-class healthcare?
Yeah, we've got 910 deaths in total from COVID
Vibrant.
out of our 25 million people.
Oh, where are they all coming from? If there were only 7 in Queensland, I blame New South Wales as per usual. Build a wall, make New South Wales pay
and
for it.
Victoria.
Yeah, build a wall, make New South Wales
New South
pay
Wales
for
and
it.
Victoria. It's always those two. Everything that's bad in Australia comes out of New South Wales and Victoria.
Yeah, and that other state, like in the middle of them. You know, the ACT. That's where all the worst stuff comes from.
That's right, because they're not a real state. They're just a territory.
Build the fucking
clean ones.
Yeah, build a fucking wall around Texas to keep the Californians out.
And make the Californians pay for it.
Yes.
So, how often do we hear the song Californication?
It comes on the radio every now and then.
Yeah, because every time I just think about California, I just hear Californication.
It's the only good thing about that state. And it's got nothing to do with it.
A lot of fornication in California.
Speaking of Australia...
Oh, man.
Mainly by the homeless.
Speaking of Australia...
Jezza, did you
and now for
see...
something completely different.
Did you see the Queensland Police Force is in trouble for sex-based discrimination against men?
About time.
Yep.
That's something you can get in trouble for?
Really?
Yeah, it turns out in Australia, we're at least consistent with our enforcement of our laws. Well, if you... Well, unless you take race into account.
Man.
Showing once again that race is the highest thing on the intersectional stack.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Race is
Queensland
definitely the
Police
highest thing
thought it'd be a
in intersectional
fantastic idea to state that not less than 50% females could be recruited. So if you have an intake of 100 people and 200 women apply and 500 men apply, wonder how that's going to go. Oh wait, 200 more meritorious male applicants would have been successful in their attempt to join the police service if it wasn't for the various discriminatory practices.
Standards.
I feel no pity when people get what's coming for them. I honestly don't.
Sadly, we clearly don't, because those 200 women are still employed. I want to see all of them taken back and redo the fitness test. The men's fitness test.
There you go.
Not this lower standards for women crap. If there's a standard to be a cop, there's a standard to be a bloody cop.
Wait, what?
My progressive friends are like,
what is this? A guy in Canada got arrested for vandalizing a Nazi monument?
Wait, what?
What?
Check the chat.
Amazing.
Do you have a link for that, man? Capstasher, if you've got a link for that, pop it in the chat and we'll have a look.
Oh,
do you have a Wikipedia article to support that claim?
Oh my god!
No,
don't say that.
but I can give you an article that can show the exact date of, I'm just gonna stop it. You all know what I'm gonna say anyway.
No talking to Hassan.
It wasn't Hassan, it was someone else.
Someone worse.
Oh,
the one who shall not be named. Yes, I'm gonna send it to you in a direct message. Let's see. Okay. Uber mode. Is it really quiet, or have I just fallen out of sound again?
We're just waiting on you.
No, this is
No,
pretty
yeah,
quiet.
yeah.
Okay. Good. I get really paranoid about this shit. I mean, again, I might be a millennial in age, but my tech specs are just completely boomerized.
Well, I mean, that does give some continuity with the Sargon and the Lotus Eaters.
Yeah, I am the boomer guy. Oh, that's nice. We have a guy who's closer to the boomers, and I'm more boomer than him. Fuck me.
No, I disagree. I
You
disagree.
disagree?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we gonna have
I'm
a
just
boomer
luckier
on?
than you.
One way to put it.
Whatever you say, boomer.
Exactly. Is Capstash saying that he's already sent the article?
Okay, YouTube may be doing something daft. Let me have a
Oh,
look.
he's saying there must be
wow,
a
that
huge-
was what a surprise.
Yes, crazy thought.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is interfering with this. The cathedral is cracking down.
No, I mean YouTube is a noble and strong and noteworthy and honorable thingy that
Well,
we totally.
Looks like
support.
YouTube's killed the link, so let me see if
Canada
I can...
police investigate vandalism of monument to Nazi troops. Canada Nazi monument hate crime. Here we are. It's in The Guardian.
Oh, and clearly they're
See.
reliable.
Oh shit!
It's the Australian Guardian, even better.
Who are actually like... Is this the
Yes.
one that's 9
Yes.
months old? In July 2020? Or is
I
it a
mean,
different
how is that not a hate crime though? Like, I think that shows the problem with those kinds of laws in general. It's like, yes, you are being hateful towards the Nazis. Like,
Yes, it is being investigated as a hate crime. Graffiti spray
Holy
painted on a
shit.
monument to the Nazi soldiers in a small Canadian city is being investigated by police as a hate crime. A move that has prompted disbelief among human rights advocates, despite the fact that it's perfectly in line with progressive arguments. Around the 21st of June, the words Nazi War Monument was spray painted onto a cenotaph commemorating soldiers in the 14th SS Division in an Ontario cemetery, the Ottawa Citizen reported. Interesting. 14th SS Division. The
Yeah.
SS.
Yep.
There we go.
That shouldn't be a hate crime, but if you're stupid enough to have hate crime laws, well done. You've defaced a monument.
Yep, that's
You
correct.
get what you bloody well deserve.
we got the 14th Super Straight Division.
Correct. 14th Super Straight Division. Because they were Ukrainian.
There's a simple
clearly
reason why they
they're-
will defend the Nazi monument.
Yep, there
And
we
it's
go.
this.
Interesting. Oh my gosh.
That's what they've
What a
done,
quote.
Wonder.
Okay.
I'll just read why they're in trouble, and then you can go with the quote. It's against the law in Canada to make a public statement which incites hatred against any identifiable group. Well, there you go. You've got a group. It's identified. They're inciting hatred. Boom, done. That's why your laws are stupid. Go ahead, Jazza.
Yep. Okay. So this is the quote in the article, which I just absolutely love because of the irony of it. So here is the quote. I am frankly dumbfounded! ! Tweeted Bernie Farber, chairman of the Canadian Anti-Hate Network, who added that he would gladly offer a workshop to officers to educate them on the nature of hate crimes and called for a retraction by police.
Oh, he's going
So
to offer
he's
them a
part of
workshop on hate crimes, is he? What are they going to do? Go find some Jews and show them how it's really done?
Correct. Well, he is part of an anti-hate network. So he's the Canadian Anti-Hate Network. And we know that hate only goes in one direction.
Of
Yes,
course, of
clearly.
course.
And we all know that the name of something defines it correctly, which is why we know that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is democratic, a republic, and cares about the people.
Of course. I mean, what else?
Of course.
Yes, exactly, Chink. Wouldn't be anything else.
Gosh. Good old gang. Anyway.
It's just
That guy
embarrassing.
He's a mystery to me.
This is why hate crime laws are just, they are not well thought through.
I hate hate crime laws.
Yes, at
There, I said
most
it.
this idiot should have... It's spray paint. At most this idiot should have gone a vandalism charge. Not a bloody hate
That's
crime
correct.
charge. But unfortunately, when you make rules, you gotta
need to
stick
apply
with them.
equally.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yes. And that's the problem.
pretty much.
That's the problem. This is what the progressives have failed to recognise in their rabid push to installate societal change, is that what they are pushing through in order to target their enemies targets them just as validly. It's so frustrating that they don't understand. It's like, when you arm the government with a weapon that is indiscriminate, it will be turned on you at some point.
As
frustrating.
ContraPoints discovered with cancel culture.
Oh, yeah, but that wasn't. Yeah, anyway.
Interesting.
That was very, very, very light. That was a light brush.
Yeah.
Could have been so much worse.
Which chick was like, oh, don't Google me, I'm super cancelled right now. Who was that?
What?
There was a chick
James
who-
Lindsay.
Oh yeah, the nostalgia chick or something. What's her pseudonym again?
Yeah, just while we try and figure that out, one of the guys in our Discord has given us a meme to have a look at.
All right.
Yeah, so, turns out that hashtag brakes are racist, because they have a master cylinder and a slave cylinder. Therefore, hashtag cut your brake lines to end systemic racism. Firstly, disavow, but secondly, that's hilarious.
Well, I am technically a racist, but racist against seagulls.
By that logic, so are computers who also have master and slave drives.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
but
we are using-
remember how, oh god, what was it? GitHub decided that they'd no longer call it master and slave branches or something.
Yeah, it's got male and female.
Yeah, chat is... Jesus Christ. Chat is saying that the name of that person is Lindsay Ellis.
Oh, that.
Lindsay Ellis,
that's
sorry.
Yeah.
And that was Lindsay something.
I just remember she was cringe as fuck.
Oh, of course, she's a woman complaining.
True.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, that was
disavow.
Why would
That's
you
right.
disavow that? Do not cower.
Actually, no.
It is true.
It's part of a joke.
Grow a set of stones and condemn all the women for their bullshit. Besides, the only eye you're gonna earn is from lefters who have your ire already, so why bother?
Oh, okay. Fuck it.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, I just noticed I dropped out for a second time, so I think that I'm at the limits for my my capabilities. I'm sorry tonight, fellas.
That's
so I
that's
may
all right,
drop
Jezza.
out on you.
But I did want to show you, before we're done for the night...
Oh yes,
What,
yeah.
because in Queensland... Wait, it gets worse.
No, you can't.
I would like to introduce you to Queensland's youngest drag queen.
Oh, I saw that. Oh my gosh. Is this
13!
the boy who like debuted at 11 or 10 or something insane?
You mean 10? Yes. So this kid has been... This poor abused child has been molested and fucking groomed since at least 9. And this is disgustingly local to me, and I'm going... I'm very, very tempted to
why?
get very pissed off locally. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Everyone involved in this needs to get in the fucking wood chipper.
Yeah, wood chipper, go burr.
Yeah.
There's not
no
enough wood
acceptable-
chippers for these fuckers.
The space
Yeah.
doubles as a family-friendly drag club called Taboo, where once a month for the past 10 years, drag queens perform to sold-out audiences. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
What the fuck is a family-friendly...
Where they like
Taboo.
it's where they like kids a bit too much. That's what family-friendly means, apparently.
You know, the sad part of all of this is my immediate reaction is, oh, thank God, at least he's 13 and not 9.
Yeah, too bad he was 10 when he debuted.
Yeah, like, because, you know, what is it? There's like a 9-year-old drag kid in the U.S. named Lactatia. Like, how is Lactatia? It's like lactation. Why?
Yes. It's
What the hell?
leftism. It's so
Yes, it
progressive.
Yes, progressives. They just...
But this
Again,
crap...
this is why I can't
But word of advice, leftists, word of advice, if you want gay people to be accepted in polite, civilized society, stop fucking molesting kids! Stop grooming them, you fucking pedophiles! Leave them the fuck alone!
You know,
You
I have to say though, major respect to like the gay people at these like gay bars who saw this and were like, "What the fuck am I looking at?" and like reported it to the news, because like a decent amount of this like reporting comes from like you know, gay people with standage, and
Yes,
so like
correct.
full respect to them. You know, we're not making a comment that like that gay people are intrinsically like this or whatever, because I like obviously there's plenty of them that are like just as disgusted about this and disgusted enough to like actually come forward about it and potentially paint a target on their backs. So
I view it like this. You have two kinds. It's gay people, and then you have the bundles of sticks. And
Yes.
the gay people are the cool people, normal, just... If you meet them and say, and they're like, "I am homosexual," like, really? Huh, couldn't tell. Or the flamboyant ones, you know, they're cool people. Then you got the bundles of sticks, who are...
Here we go. Conservatives are the real snowflakes, because they get angry when transvestites molest little kids. Well, fuck me then. I guess I'll be a snowflake.
Boo-hoo.
Just
Yeah, well,
get
the
in the
problem is
wood
it's
chipper,
the
you
situation.
fucking perverts.
Yeah,
What about
the problem is...
what about the
it's
mother who's like needs a transgender kid or whatever the fuck it was? That was
Yeah.
disgusting.
I'm just glad that the courts didn't fuck up and actually let the woman keep the kid.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised by that.
yeah, I mean, it's like,
Really?
am I saying I'm better than you? Yeah, I guess I'll take it a step further. I'm fucking better than you.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, listen to this quote. Back in the olden days, this would have been absolutely frowned upon. It fucking should be, you child molesters. You fucking nonsense. Get away from the fucking kids.
Okay.
And
sure.
and this woman, this is the kid's mother. She needs to be imprisoned along with the rest of them.
Yeah. It's not even acceptable in my opinion.
Yeah, one might say this is nonsense. Nonsense.
Yes, very much.
Funny
Yes, it
because
is
it's
nonsense.
true.
It is nonsense.
I'm
said.
sorry, but if a 13-year-old girl was dressed like this, I'd be pissed off and have a problem. But a boy, it's clearly a fucking adult abusing them.
Yes. This is the...
But they just want to score
What it
progressive
is
points
is-
because I'm the mother to
Correct.
this creature. And I'm so progressive.
I mean, yeah, they're like,
Whole-
oh,
whole
would you get pissed if it was girls? It's like, check
Yes.
the reaction to cuties.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And this
Or-
guy here,
I've
this
got daughters who are
fucker,
that age. No.
he's the founder of the show. I'm going to say it, because if this fucker wants to sue me, I'll fucking see him in court. This guy needs to be in prison because he's a fucking child molester.
Amen.
Anyway, I think I'm just about tired out on this particular fucking disgrace to humanity.
Fair enough for me. I've
You
seen
were
enough.
channeling a lot of Callum energy. I will give you that.
Yes. I'm sorry, I just get really upset when adults abuse children. I guess that's just a personal failing of mine.
Yeah, I mean, how could you? How could you?
Yes, terrible of you. Terrible of you, Better. You shouldn't be getting upset when
How homophobic
are
of me.
taken advantage of.
Oh boy.
Well, a better way of looking at it, I think, is you're viewing the child as being someone who requires protection, and you think that they need to be given the ability to grow up as a child first before they have to enter into the adult world. And when they enter into the adult world, it should be under their own terms, as opposed to the terms that have been dictated to them by those who have molded them incorrectly as a child.
No, I'm fine with saying, the terms on which they enter adulthood should be, fucking enforced on them by the outside world to some degree, such as you have to be an adult to enter the adult world. That is a term set by somebody who is not them that I am fine putting on them.
Yeah, but that's... Well, adults are when we talk about someone entering into like the adult world, we assume that they are an adult at that point, and that's when they can make adult decisions. And there is a release of them from the obligation of their parental restrictions, if that makes sense. I also think something that was harking back to in the Lotus Eaters, where people were talking about the concept of bad parents. This is the period where those exceptions, those bad parents, something needs to be done from society stepping in to protect the child. So this is clearly a child who needs to be protected from bad parents.
Yeah, can we put something else on the screen? I'm tired of looking at that. Ugh.
There we go.
Oh, are you sexist? Or how dare you? Oh, that's not very
And one of the most disgusting things about this whole thing is, in Queensland, we have this thing called a blue card, where in order to work with children, you need to have your private life dug into with a fucking microscope. And even if you've never been convicted of a crime, if you've been charged with it and a jury's found you guilty, you can be denied the right to work in and around children just based on crap that's made up. But these fucking are allowed near these kids? I'm sorry, what the fuck, Queensland? On a side note, I think I'm going to be calling Protective Services tomorrow. Well, later today. Monday. This is fucking disgusting.
Yes. You'll be on the phone for a fair while, mate. I've had to report people in the past, and prepare to be waiting for quite some time.
Oh, I'm also going to be on the phone to my council and my local member of parliament, and if they give me any of this crap, well, Queensland's the only state in Australia where one-party consent is legal.
Yeah, I was about to say, record it.
Yeah, it turns out that Queensland's the only state where you don't need the other person's permission to record a phone call. So, let's fucking go.
Exactly. Alright. I better go, guys, because I'm hit my limit for the evening. I'm sorry. I'm now getting tired.
Yeah.
So...
I've also promised to help a friend out in her bakery, so I gotta go very soon.
Yeah, we've hit 2.5 hours, which is about what we hit on the pilot as well, so that does sound like a pretty good place to stop. Unless anyone's got something they desperately want to cover, but otherwise we will let Jezza go and have a nap.
And I feel like we should do like another 5 minutes of like something else that isn't that.
Absolutely.
I don't know what, but something to get that
should...
sour taste out of the mouth.
I think that what would be wonderful as a way of finishing out for just a few minutes would be to have just a short reading from Spoon from something, which is a white pilling moment. Because I think that would be a highlight.
There's this
I'm sorry, Spoon.
And
Because
what
I
am I
think that
reading now?
Do you know what you should read? You should be reading C.S. Lewis and what is it?
There's only shit
Oh,
copywritten though. Well, there's not many people on the stream. I could probably get away with it.
Whoa. Okay, then let's not talk about something copyright. How about reading from Marcus Aurelius then?
Yes.
From
That's it.
Meditations. Meditations are amazing. I listen to them quite
great.
regularly.
I have to read that and not fuck up. Thanks for the
It's not bad. It's a pretty easy read, actually.
Watch from just anything he says. Load, book, load. Jesus fucking Christ, it doesn't take this long to load the fucking book. What the fuck?
The magic of
E-reader being a meanie.
technology.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the introduction.
Maybe I should have told the story of how the world in Norse mythology was created once. That's a pretty metal story.
Yeah, that would work.
Well, it was created by Jane Foster twerking, right?
Or I'd be happy to start reading the Bible to you guys if you want.
I don't even know why it bothers me so much. It just does. It's the way he says it. I just know you sit there with this biggest shit-eating grin right now.
I do. I absolutely do.
Both of you, yeah. Who you? I just want to put out this. I just want to put this out here. Jesus was nailed to a cross, right?
Yes.
And Thor wields a hammer. Just think about that.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
That's right.
Oh, actually, yeah. What the fuck? Let me try and find it. Shit.
What are you thinking about?
I'm looking for a very based quote. Ah, yes. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this would be a good quote to read out. I posted this on the Discord the other day, but it's so relevant to the COVID situation. It's on General.
Ah, yes, that's one of C.S. Lewis's, was it?
Yeah, it's like the most based quote to our certain situations. Current situation.
Fantastic. Does one of our three sexy voices want to read that for us?
Oh, what am I reading?
The quote second just popped in.
I was looking at meditations.
Okay, no worries. I'll read it then. Again, the new oligarchy must more and more base its claims to plan us on its claim to knowledge. Stop posting things in chat, man, like you're moving the thing on me as I'm trying to read. Sorry, I'll start again.
I'll DM it to you. Actually, wait. No.
Okay, no, that's okay. Again, the new oligarchy must more and more base its claim to plan us on its claim to knowledge. If we are to be mothered, mother must know best. This means they must increasingly rely on the advice of scientists, till in the end the politicians proper become merely the scientists' puppets. Technocracy is the form to which a planned society must tend. Now I dread specialists in power because they are specialists speaking outside their special subjects. Let scientists tell us about sciences, but government involves questions about the good for man and justice, and what things are worth having at what price, and on these a scientific training gives a man's opinion no added value. Let the doctor tell me I shall die unless I do so and so, but whether life is worth having on those terms is no more a question for him than for any other man.
Nice.
Very nice.
Based in C.S. Lewis, pilled.
Beautiful.
Exactly. C.S. Lewis is almost Springtrap. That's what it is called, isn't it? Bloody Screwtape Diaries, isn't it?
Screwtape Letters.
That's it.
Oh, the Screwtape Letters. You read the Screwtape Letters and they'll fucking destroy you. You don't even have to believe in God. There's just so much in there where it's like the demons are talking about how to fuck with humanity, and you read it and you're like, ah, damn it, I do that shit.
Yeah. And you can get it for 83 cents if you want to on Google Play.
That's not a bad price at all. But don't shill other people, shill us.
All right. Okay, I have to get off. I'm about to fall asleep.
Yeah.
It's real
By the
funny,
way,
man.
Did you just want me to read the beginning of Meditations? Because he just goes through basically all the people that have helped him in his life. That's the introduction to the book.
Do it.
Those ones?
Yeah. Do it. This is a bunch of people who people like, because you can read their works as well. It's a wonderful recommendation.
Let's see. Number 1. My grandfather Varus, character and self-control. My father, from my own memories and his reputation, integrity and manliness. My mother, her reverence for the divine, her generosity, her inability not only to do wrong, but even to conceive of doing it, and the simple way she lived, not in the least like the rich. 4. My great-grandfather, to avoid the public schools, to hire good private teachers, and to accept the resulting cost as money well spent. My first teacher, not to support this side or that in chariot racing, this fighter or that in the games, to put up with discomfort and not make demands, to do my own work, mind my own business, and have no time for slanderers. Diognetus, not to waste time on nonsense, not to be taken in by conjurers and hoodoo artists with their talk about incantations, exorcism, and all the rest of it, not to be obsessed with quail fighting or other crazes like that, to hear unwelcome truths, to practice philosophy, and to study with Bacchius, and then with Tandisus and Macanius. To write dialogue as a student, to choose the Greek lifestyle, the camp bed, and the cloak. Risticus, the recognition that I needed to train and discipline my character, not to be sidetracked by my interest in rhetoric, not to write treatises on abstract questions, to deliver moralizing little sermons, or compose imaginary descriptions of the simple life or the man who only lives for others, to steer clear of oratory, poetry, and belles lettres. Not to dress up just to stroll around the house, or things like that, to write straightforward letters, like the ones he sent my mother from Senecia, and to behave in a conciliatory way when people who have angered or annoyed us want to make up, to read attentively, not to be satisfied with just getting the gist of it, and not to fall for every smooth talker, and for introducing me to Epictetus's lectures and loaning me his copy. Apollonius, independent and unvarying reliability, and to pay attention to nothing, no matter how fleetingly except the logos, and to be the same in all circumstances, intense pain, the loss of a child, chronic illness, and to see clearly from his example that a man can show both strength and flexibility, his patience in teaching, and to have seen someone who clearly viewed his expertise and ability as a teacher as the humblest of virtues, and to have learned how to accept favors from friends without losing your self-respect or appearing ungrateful. Sextus, kindness, an example of fatherly authority in the home, what it means to live as nature requires, gravity without airs, to show intuitive sympathy for friends, tolerance to amateurs and sloppy thinkers, his ability to get along with everyone, sharing his company with the highest of compliments and the opportunity and honor for those around him, to investigate and analyze with understanding and logic the principles we ought to live by, not to display anger or other emotions, to be free of passion and yet full of love, to praise without bombast, to display expertise without pretension. Or something like that, anyway.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Well, with no objections, we might leave it there for the night. Thank you very much for the reading, Smee.
That's not an easy thing to read just off the bloody cuff.
You nailed it, man.
Sorry,
you did a pretty good job.
That was great.
Again, you're too hard on yourself, man.
No, it's
You are
because
one of
no,
the
it's
creators
no, it's
that
because they're
make-
freaking Greek names in it that I didn't want to fuck
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
The wording isn't so
They are
bad when it's Greek names. I'm like, shite.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. That was great.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
10 out of 10, boys. 10 out of 10.
I'm hungry for breakfast. I'm gonna eat some
And bread
French
and
toast.
carbs and potatoes and rice and all things that Sargon says are a heresy. Bollocks to him.
Hail bread!
If
Hail the magic bread!
how can I say this? If Sargon is the keto fascist, I am the cardinal at the Church of Carbs. That is my title,
I like it.
and one I shall wear with pride.
Based in
I
Carbon
shall,
Hill.
I shall debate him on the battlefield of carbs, where I will certainly win, because actually he might win because there's more calories and fat. So there needs to be more of us than him. I think that can be done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
Positive.
all
on the
fascist movements,
battlefield,
they
you
will
shall be assisted by the Shadilayan officer. Good luck.
All I've got to
Yes.
say is that the keto fascism says no to beer, and that's not on.
Yeah, that's not acceptable. There we go. Keto fascism
Not acceptable.
debunked.
I will say
Correct.
in one favor for them, they are in favor of spirits. And
Yes.
as a spirit man myself, I can't disagree with that one.
Well, Spoon, you just have to remember, we don't say that you can't have spirits. We just say that we're allowed beer.
Okay, touche,
Yeah.
good point. I can't disagree with that one.
You cannot deny that we are the superior ideology in this one.
Well, yeah, because we don't
Exactly.
dismiss the other one outright. We just say like, yeah, you eat cheese, we eat bread. How about cheese and bread? Good stuff.
Yes.
All hail the people.
Especially if the cheese has been melted.
No,
Melted
there's-
cheese.
Yes.
There is a way to subvert things and beat out Carl's keto fascism. The
Pizza?
bread. Well, no, the bread just has to identify as something that isn't bread.
A thick
So-
concept.
So basically, a bread made of almond powder.
Yeah, the
use
bread.
That is
tenant-
possible.
No,
We can use
this
the
bread
tenets
I'm
of
eating.
sadism
This
against
bread
the
I'm
keto
eating
fascism.
identifies as almond powder.
Ah, yes.
I think you
it
can
is
make bread out of
2021.
almond flour, so
You definitely can.
yeah, so that's your keto bread.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
like to make bread out of almond flour, but I do make a really good almond bottom, which I used to make a really good chocolate mousse cake, which I'm going to make now, actually.
Can I get a picture of it
sounds
when it's
good.
done?
I can
Yes.
send it to you.
Cool.
Yes.
I like food porn.
That is, you realise that is food porn, and
Yes.
that just says that we need a food porn channel because food porn is good.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to come on trim into doing cooking streams.
Okay,
okay.
You know what? I will do a cooking stream when we
I know where
get
this is going.
50,000 subscribers.
Oh, that's a bit much.
Well said. No,
See?
that's fine.
That means I can avoid it as much as possible.
Or
Shoot to the moon,
it gives you
boys,
more
shoot
than
to the
enough time
moon.
to actually get up enough skills to do something cool for 50,000 people.
Exactly. All right, I'm done.
So
Going.
you better stop
I've got
practicing.
to,
is what
otherwise,
you're
I'll keep
saying.
talking.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
night, boys.
That is us for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining and supporting us tonight. We are going to be back here at the bare minimum next Friday, same time, 30 minutes after Lotus Eaters. We may try to do some other streams during the week, depending on interest and availability. You can hit us up in Discord to keep track of that. Otherwise, thank you again, and praise Keck.
I'm gonna go
Bye-bye.
eat some bread. Peace, my dudes.
Cheerio.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed this segment from the Sultans of Shadilay podcast.
If you like this segment, please click like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out the full podcast in the description below.